Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of What's Happening Now. As always, remember to like, share, and comment on this Facebook Live, this broadcast, as there could be some information that we're going to have here tonight can not only be useful to yourself, but perhaps to useful to a family or friends or relative. So tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Hello Guest Green. Hello Guest Green offers an easy way to personalize your Airbnb properties, TV screens, without custom images and dynamic calendar-driven guest information, and with all the essential information for them upon arrival. I know I've mentioned this several times before, but we utilize Hello Guest Screen here at CNI Solutions for our center whenever we have different organizations who are coming in to use our center, whether it be for our financial literacy classes, our entrepreneurship classes, or for our peer-to-peer for the previously incarcerated. And we put it up on the screen so it has a little bit of information about what's happening with that class, some backdrop photos of the class, and along with some administrative information that's needed here in the center. So that is a good, useful tool to use, not only for Airbnbs, but also for those who have doctor's offices or businesses. So if y'all don't know, and I know I haven't been on in a while, but I'm kind of excited about something. CNI Solutions, myself, we were nominated for the Entrepreneur Impact Award. This has been going on now for about, I would say, 4 weeks in the running. We are currently in first place with this running. We are in the group finals right now. Tomorrow, we'll close out the group finals. This is something where you can vote every day online. If you go to our website or I should say our Facebook page, you'll see some of the links on there. I've been putting it out to a whole lot of family and friends for them to go ahead and do their votes. It's a daily vote for this opportunity to win. And with it, we'll have an opportunity to win $25,000 along with a sit down for a one-on-one business coaching session with the one and only Damon John, one of the founders of FUBU and the host of one of the hosts of Shark's Tank. So that is very, very exciting for all of us here at CNI Solutions because we're thankful to have made it this far. To be honest with you, out of 200-something people in our group, we've actually made it to the 5 finalists. And currently, right now, we are number 1. And a lot of that is all in due to part to you and everything that you guys have done to support CNI Solutions, to support what we are doing here at CNI Solutions. Some other things I want to go over and talk about coming up and going into the spring. We started our spring class with Oakwood University for entrepreneurship. It is going really, really well. Those students are vibrant. They're eager to get going, get their businesses going. And we're looking forward to working with Drake State again to start their class as well, the Renew Ready class. So be on the lookout for that information that we're going to be putting out with Drake State's. If you are in the STEM field and you're looking to start a business, this is going to be for you. This is the opportunity for you to be able to get this business class for free. And I say it again, it's going to be for free so that you can go ahead and start your business. And now I guess you're wondering what would be some of those businesses that you could do in the STEM field. Well, just to name a few, if you are a photographer and you're utilizing drones for your photography, right? That would be part of the STEM field. If you are going to be doing anything dealing with finances, teaching finances, investments, if you're going to be teaching investments classes, that also would be part of the STEM field. Anything dealing with robotics, electronic repair, if you're going to be repairing cell phones, tablets, computers, that's also going to be part of the STEM field. Believe it or not, if you are a vegan and you're coming up with alternative eating menus and stuff that you're trying to put out there, that's part of the science part of the STEM field. So there's many, many, many different opportunities that you actually have that you can do in the STEM field to have a business in it. So I really, really encourage you all to look out on Drake State's webpage, their social media, along with our social media. Myself and Dr. Schatz, we are going to be presenting this really, really strong in the community for those who are trying to start a business and need to get into this class. This is your opportunity to be able to get into this class for free at no cost to you at all. We're going to be offering this so that you may be better educated, better prepared to get your business going up and running. Couple things that we got going on here in the community. We're looking to make some changes here in the community in our outreach programs. We are extending our outreach beyond the Madison County, so we will be looking to go into the Limestone and Jefferson County as well to get some of those programs going so that we can help our communities, not just here in the Huntsville, Madison area, but also the surrounding communities as well. As I said time and time again, our success is greatly dependent upon you guys and what you have to offer for us and what you provide us with, the support that you give us, and that is what we go from. One of the things I tell a lot of our students in our class, we talk about, what does success look like to you, and you're starting your business, and, everyone has their own vision of success. Some are talking about they want to be rich, they want to own property, they want to be able to travel the world. Well, for here at C&I Solutions, success to us is seeing you guys successful, seeing you all having that ability to become financially stable within your own community. That's what success looks like to us, and we aim to ensure that our community has the tools that they need to be successful. Whether that be us partnering with lending institutions, whether that be us working with you on your business plan, whether that be us showing you how to market the right way, or linking you up with those people who know how to do those, who are those subject matter experts in those fields to make sure you can get that done. So that there is something that we are looking forward to, and we are excited about. A little bit later on in the show, we're going to have a special guest here from the Huntsville, City of Huntsville Community Development Office. I don't know if we're going to have both the judge probate there and Miss Loretta, but they're going to come talk to us a little bit about some things that I didn't even know about, and I'm sure a lot of you all didn't know about. And it's I think this is going to be part of the Women's Philanthropy Society, and we're excited about that. We can't wait to have him here for them to bring that up and to talk about that. It's going to be something that they're going to be doing here this Friday. It's talking about safety and security in the neighborhoods. We're talking about businesses for females getting started with their businesses, a whole plethora of things that we'll be talking about that we can't wait to get started. And if you want, I'll go ahead and post that link in the chat so that you all can have access to it and read up a little bit on it, what they're going to be offering. I think it's going to be exciting. We're all excited about it. And I'm going to do my best to try to be there for it, but we'll see how it goes. The link is there in the chat for all of you all who are going to be looking for that and want to know a little bit more about it. So let's talk a little bit about the power of community and the power of engagement. I think a lot of us take for granted the actual power that we have in numbers. And I have seen that as we have been on this Entrepreneur Impact Award journey. I have witnessed those in the community actually pulling together, becoming advocates for C&I Solutions, getting other people out there to vote. It's a daily vote. It's a free vote. You don't have to pay for that vote. It's free. But just to see everyone involved actually want to see this happening and showing that support. And as I said earlier in the show, I tell you what, by us just even making it this far to the group finals, that's to me, I feel successful and we're a winner. And the reason why I say that is because it's not about us actually getting the award or getting the purse of $25,000, but it's about seeing you all actually coming together on one common ground to pull together as a community to see something happen for the good of the community. And to me, that is what it's all about. Making that change, seeing that change within ourselves to make a difference in the community. So again, if you hadn't had the chance to vote for the day, make sure you cast your vote. It is one free vote a day. And there are certain days where they'll have double your vote, where you can get two times the votes to come in. I think that is one of the greatest things they can do, because at that time, if you choose to use a monetary donation, for instance, if you use $10, it'd be 10 votes, but now it's going to be double. It'll be 20 votes like this. So I think that is awesome. And at the end of the day, it's all going towards a good cause. The funding, that the money that you're spending is going towards children, to help children on various different projects, whether it be reading and writing, feeding them, feeding the hungry. So it's not like if you do use a monetary donation that you're spending your money frivolously. It is going to a good cause, and it does offer you a donation receipt for tax deduction if you want to use it for tax deduction purposes like this. So, but we are truly, truly excited about this, and we can't wait to really get going. And who knows what tomorrow's going to bring. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, they will close out this final round. And as I stated before, we are currently first. So that is to you guys. That isn't to Charles Fry or C9 Solutions. That has everything to do about you all and the votes that you're doing. Yes, I may be doing those little nudges here and there and sending out those reminders, and it can get tiresome and it can be nagging, but you all keep proving me wrong each time by you keep voting. You keep voting. Some of you all send me text messages and say, I did my daily vote this morning, and I didn't even send them a message out. So that right there shows me that you all want to see change. You want to see things happen. You like what we're doing for the community. You like where our vision is and where we're trying to move C9 Solution at. So thanks to you all, this is the reason why we are number one. And we've been holding this spot, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we've been holding this spot since Friday of last week. We've been number one. So that's pretty, pretty doggone good if you ask myself. But in order to stay number one, it's going to mean that you're going to have to continue to vote. One of the things I would like to do for you all is I would like to ask you guys, is there anything in particular that you all would like to see, somebody who in particular you would like to have on the program that you would like to have us talk to them about? Because I think we done went through several iterations of different business owners, counselors, lawyers. So far, what is it that you all would like to see? Is there something that you want, or is there something a program that you think that we need to go ahead and develop at C9 Solutions that you think would be beneficial to the community, or not even just our community, but to your community as well? Like this. And if we can reach you via I should say StreamYard or via Facebook Live or anything like that, Zoom, we can do that. We can reach you that way. So just go ahead and put something in the chat that you think might be useful, or a program that you would like to have or like to see, and I'll get with our board and our committee and see if we can get something pulled together that will be part of that. Okay? So with that, one of the things that I also want to talk about, we are looking for volunteers. We are looking for volunteers. If you want to be a volunteer for C9 Solutions and you want to come out and help us, please go to our website. If you go to www.c9solutions.org, there's a slot in there for volunteers. You can sign up and then ask you what you're under remarks, put volunteer. We'll get that information so that we know how to reach out to you whenever we have our big events coming up, because we do have a big event coming up. It's going to be our Easter Somebody Loves You event. That's going to be on April 17th. And we're looking at probably close to 170 seniors that we're going to be servicing here in the Huntsville area. We will need support. We will need volunteers to help us feed them, to help us give them their Easter baskets. If you are wanting to be on our program, because we do offer them a program every year, if you want to be part of the program, please reach out to C9 Solutions and let us know that you want to be part of that program to offer something to the seniors here in the Huntsville area. I think it'd be something awesome, and we would really look forward to that, to seeing that does happen. All right. And then it doesn't just stop there with the Easter program. As we move into the summer months, of course, we're going to be having our annual Braidathon, which is being sponsored by Hair Queen. And if you don't know, Hair Queen has scaled their business. They're moving to a new location, 30,000 square foot building. We're excited about it. I'm excited for them. It's going to be awesome. If you hadn't had a chance to look at that, take a look at that. Mo and AJ and the crew down there, they are really making changes here in the community and doing what they can to do their part in giving back. And if you talk about an organization, if you want to talk about a business, I think Hair Queen is one of those ones who's actually in the community, boots on the ground, who does do a lot of give back to the community. So kudos to Mo and AJ for everything that they are doing there at Hair Queen. We are really grateful and appreciative of all the work that you do. So the guest just gave me an information that should be coming on soon. So we'll be getting them here shortly. Any questions from any of the viewers, please put it in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think about C9 Solutions. Let me know what you think about our live broadcast. As a giving you what you need, and we provide you the information that we're providing you. Because as always, like I always say, I don't like to give anybody anything that they don't want. Even when I do my peer-to-peer meetings, I don't want to give my peer-to-peer classes anything that they don't want. I ask them, what is it they would like to know? What is it they'd like to have information on? What is it they need classes on? And when they give me that information, I go ahead and figure out a way to provide those classes, whether it be if I'm going to bring in a guest speaker to talk to them, or if I'm going to put a class together for them from knowledge that I know of that, or rather be if we need to go somewhere and actually have them sit down and talk with certain individuals. That is one of the ways that we try to help them the best way that we can, instead of giving them what I think they need. Because a lot of times we like to give people what we think they need, and that's not always the case. Sometimes you got to step back and listen and take time to figure out what they might have or what they got going on and what's going to be important for them to get that information to them. So that is really important. And currently my peer-to-peer class that I'm having now, that I'm hosting now, one of the big things that they told me they needed after I gave them the financial literacy class, believe it or not, they wanted to know how to start a business, because a few of them have some aspirations of starting a business. So what I'm doing with them now is I'm giving them our boot camp class. It's a small little class that's an introduction to the entrepreneurship program, to see if it's something that they really want, because a lot of us want to be business owners, but we really don't understand what it takes to actually start a business until you get into it. And once you get into it, then you realize, whoa, I bit off a little bit more than I can chew. This wasn't exactly what I was planning. Maybe I need to back off of that. And the whole idea of the boot camp class is so that you don't invest a lot of money and time into starting something when you realize it's something that you're not ready for. Because in starting a business, it takes time, it takes money. And what we tell everybody, if you're going to start a business, please understand the people around you who are not business owners, they will not understand what it is that you are doing. They will not understand why you're up to 12 o'clock at night working on your business plan. They won't understand why you're spending 15, 16, 17-hour days on your business, because they don't have that same drive that you have. They don't have that same vision that you have. That's why we encourage all business owners to go ahead and actually meet with a mentor and talk to a mentor to help them on their way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our guest. Miss Loretta, how you doing, Miss Moore?
I am doing well. How are you?
We are good. We are good. So I put the link in the chat for the audience, for them to understand a little bit what's going on if they wanted to look it up themselves. But give us a rundown of what everyone can expect come this Friday.
Sure. So this Friday at 9 o'clock, beginning at 9, at the Redstone Federal Credit Building over on Wynn Drive, in their auditorium, the Community Foundation of Greater Huntsville has the Women's Philanthropy Society. They're a philanthropic arm of the Community Foundation, and every year they put out a number of grants. But prior to the release of the RFP for these grants, they host what we call a community conversation. And those community conversations typically center around certain topics. So on Friday, we'll be looking at the topic of safety and security. And we'll be looking through the lens of the impacts that certain subtopics like domestic violence, child abuse, human trafficking, food insecurity, and homelessness. We're looking at them from those subtopic lenses. And so we'll begin with a community conversation that will be hosted by some neutral parties who will not be affiliated with nonprofit organizations that may apply for these grant funds. But we'll begin by giving some statistics and giving some information relative to the impact that domestic violence, child abuse, neglect, human trafficking, food insecurity, and homelessness has had on safety and security. Myself and Judge Barger will be the two speakers, and we will speak for no more than about 20 minutes. We will begin to get those thoughts churning and to begin to get individuals who are in the room who will then get the heads up on the RFPs in terms of when they will be released and who can apply and what are some of the gaps in our area that may help strengthen that conversation. And when I say in our area, the Women's Foundation typically looks to fund organizations that are located in their 5-county footprint, which I tried to memorize, but I knew for a fact that it was like Madison, Morgan, Limestone, Jackson. And so I think I may be leaving one out. But the majority of the applicants tend to come from organizations in and around Huntsville. But to understand that there may be the opportunity to collaborate and or partner. Typically, these are awards of $50,000, and they typically try to do 2 of them. And so annually, there have been individuals who have, or entities that have been awarded, like I think last year's grant recipients were from the Boys and Girls Club. And specifically, it was their Empower program, which is a mentoring, not male, it's a mentoring program for young ladies that focuses on holistic health and wellness and education. And there was some focus on overcoming like cultural barriers and skill building and that kind of thing. And then their second grant recipient last year was Wellstone Behavioral Health. And they were looking at focusing on emergency services for children, and specifically looking for it not to look more like an inpatient type of, but more of a youth kind of classroom setting that could help to relieve anxiety and address the mental health and wellness issues with children. All of the grants that are made will focus heavily on women and children. And again, the 2025 focus is on safety and security.
All right. So, how big of a problem do we have here in the Huntsville area when we talk about safety and security and the homelessness and women and children here?
Sure. So I don't want to steal too much of the thunder that I'm going to bring on Friday, but I will say that from a standpoint of security, when it comes to, and people oftentimes, when we think about security from the standpoint of homelessness, the first thing people think about is their sense of security and safety in terms of protection from the homeless. There's usually very little concern about our unhoused population. These are individuals that are constantly being exposed to the elements, constantly being exposed to whatever we are experiencing. Like now, we see a lot of people are coming down with different flu like symptoms. COVID is still very much out. And so, our idea though is to what? Slow down, stay home, stay indoors more. They don't have that luxury. So, from a standpoint of safety and security, from their vantage point, it is a huge issue. Um, but when it comes to the feeling of safety, perception, perceived safety and security of the majority of residents, they would say that it is an issue. They would say that just like we have seen our greater and overarching population grow, we've seen some growth in the homeless population as well. Is it something that is alarming to us? No, but is it concerning? Absolutely. It's concerning when we actually have a camp because of the fact that even one family too many that is experiencing homelessness and housing instability, even one family is too many. Like we would love to get to zero in terms of our numbers. That definitely was a push for that with the veteran population, but there's just as much of a push for homeless families as well as individuals. It is an issue in our community, and it's one that often gets overshadowed because there is quite a bit of wealth and economic prosperity in the largest metropolitan area in this predominantly rural state. However, it is still an issue, and there are still different things to take into consideration when we look at some of the subtopics that we'll be addressing. For example, I won't steal any of Judge Barger's thunder, but when it comes to human trafficking, we do sit just north of one of the most major corridors in our nation. That I-20 corridor is huge when it comes to human trafficking. When it comes to the safety and security that individuals who are fleeing domestic violence, and typically they're not successful the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or it usually takes on average 7 times or more for someone to successfully leave and stay gone. And naturally, not everyone makes it to that 7th time. So the idea is that we will point out some statistics and just talk about some of the trends, but also highlight some of the gaps, because the last thing that we need are duplicated effort in our community. What we need is a focus on what's missing and what would be most helpful to those that are already rolled up their sleeves and doing the work.
Okay. So you are part of the City of Huntsville's Community Development Office. And just for all of our viewers who are watching, exactly what is your role in that department?
So I am I am a planner for community development, but my concentration is housing and community development, and I specifically work with our unhoused or unstably housed population. So I am one of 2 planners that is kind of assigned to the continuum of care, which HUD requires us to have some collaboration and organization when it comes to the strategies to alleviate homelessness, as well as the programs and services and the federal dollars that come into our community to address homelessness. And as a point of advocacy, and our 2024 funds for both our Emergency Solutions Grant, which is one of the few federal programs that is earmarked specifically for working with our unsheltered population and allows for things like support to our shelters and our street outreach organizations, as well as paying for rent, homelessness prevention, or to rapidly rehouse someone who's fleeing domestic violence and that kind of thing. Those dollars have not been released. The current administration is not moving on that. And so my role is to kind of help coordinate those services. And so we have almost 50 organizations in our continuum of care right now who are providing services for those populations that I just mentioned.
Yeah. I don't think the people or the public really understand how much of an impact the funding that you guys receive to help and provide services to those young women and those in the community. And it puts a strain on everyone else now, because you're kind of like, what do we do now? We don't have the funding that we need to actually get them into the houses or to help them see the counselors or of anything of that nature. It's a really big deal. And I think that we, as a community, we really need to start looking at ourselves and how we're going to be able to start supporting ourselves, especially if the administration is not going to release those funds to the state or to the organization.
Charles, I have to say, we have the money in our community. And so as we look to address the needs, the unmet needs in our community, it'll be interesting to see what the next couple years bring in terms of a community-wide, a system-wide response to dealing with what's happening right here in our own backyards.
Right. Hey, I tell you what, I'm going to work more with the local areas around here and some of the churches to see if how we can get more support from them to help you guys out as well, especially when it comes to the homelessness and those who are utilizing the downtown rescue mission like this. I'm going to see what we can do to help assist that issue that y'all have, rather if it means, if it's a matter of us being the middleman, then I'll be that middleman like this. But we need to make that change, and we need to make sure that we all put forth an effort to get that change going.
Sure. Well, I just thank you for having me on tonight, because the community conversation that will be held on Friday at 9 o'clock will help to kind of guide and undergird coming up with a strategy for maybe what organizations can apply for. You will have some who are going to apply for their unmet needs. You're going to have some that are going to apply to try to meet certain deficiencies. But the hope is that the conversation can spark a thought about something that could be provided that would bridge a gap.
Right. Hey, I tell you what, I do appreciate you coming in tonight and sharing this with us for what's to come Friday. I know that you are a very dynamic speaker. I've heard you speak before, and there's a lot of powerful things that you're going to have to say. And I look forward to it. And I look forward to seeing how we can help you guys bridge that gap in that manner. Okay. So thank you for coming in this evening and speaking with us. We do appreciate you. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right. So folks, hey, you heard it. It'll be this Friday at the down there at the Redstone main branch off of Wind Drive. If you can be down there, please go down there. I want to say it starts at 9 o'clock like this. It won't be that long. You heard her herself. It's going to be 20 minutes long speaking. I think there's going to be some good information there that's going to get put out. And if you please, if you can attend, go ahead and attend. I'm going to do my best to see that C&I Solutions has representation down there as well. All right, folks, that's about all the time that we have for tonight. I do appreciate all of you all for tuning in. And as always, remember, vote. The Impact Award is still out there. It calls for your daily voting. Please continue your daily votes. We are currently first. Tomorrow will determine if we won the first round for our group finals, and then we have to move on to the the quarterly finals, semifinals, then the finals. All right. So always remember, your yesterday is not your today, and your today is not your tomorrow. Good night.